Anybody who's dialed in with their computer, I would recommend you dial in with the telephone bridge provided. You have a much stronger audio. Second, if there's any questions that you have during the webinar, please ask that through your GoToMeeting console. You have the ability to ask questions there. At the end of the webinar, I will be answering some of the questions that are coming in. We're looking to spend about 20 minutes to half an hour here together today. So today's competitive landscape requires a fantastic set of customer service excellence. Those companies who stand out with a great customer experience across multiple touch points, phone, web, social media, email, chat, are the companies that really stand out and will drive customers to make faster buying decisions and drive loyalty. During this webinar, I want to cover 4 key areas. First of all, how can you deliver a customer-centric support experience that will drastically improve conversion and reduce site abandonment? Second, how can you significantly reduce your support costs with Nanorep's revolutionary self-learning knowledge base? Third, I want to focus some time on Nanorep's contextual answers, the ability to answer customers' simple questions across different products and yet get contextual information depending on the product they're looking on or page they're on. And finally, how can you, as part of a multi-channel experience, drive increased revenue and sales? So firstly, we wanted to share with you today some trends across the Nanorep customer base. First and foremost is the alignment we're seeing that's being built between support and marketing or e-commerce. Traditionally, support was part of a separate dedicated team from the e-commerce and marketing team. We're seeing that the driving of conversion rates and the ability for the support agents through multiple channels to drive decision making is becoming a much higher importance than just customer satisfaction. The efficiencies, so the second bullet point here of supporting efficiencies within the support organization, is about getting the meaningful interactions or high-value conversations with your customers rather than cutting support costs. And the contextual information. Somebody's coming to your Facebook page. They're looking for information that corresponds to the geography they're in, or they're looking at a specific product on a mobile device, and they want to look for information that will get them to the shopping cart faster without having the expensive touch point of an email or a phone call. And customer intelligence, what we're seeing across our customer base, the best Nanorep customers are driving customer intelligence across the entire organization through Nanorep's analytics. They're providing insights to their web managers, to their marketing campaign managers, to those designing landing pages and email marketing campaigns, to sales, to product strategy. Having a clearer view of customer intelligence with the integration with your CRM gives some great data across the company. Now, a few questions I wanted you, the audience, to think about. How well do you feed customer intelligence across your organization? How do you currently track customer trends? Do you provide specific trends by page, product, category of brands, geography? Do you actually know what the different questions your customers have depending on segments? Those who converted versus those who didn't convert. What questions do they have before purchasing? And finally, do you drive that information to not just drive conversion rates, but also as you're trying to build your web traffic and improving SEO, do you feed that contextual information and customer intelligence into your website? So this is where context becomes a key part of the conversation here. Context both in the customer communication, but also contextual reporting. Now, I just want to define contextual answers. Contextual answers gives you, the web provider or the service provider, the ability to provide contextual information depending on the answers that your customers are asking. If somebody's asking questions while they're in Singapore, How do you make sure that only answers that pertain to them and their geography come up? Or if somebody's looking at different models of televisions or different models of sinks or appliances, if they're asking a general question, how do you get contextual information to them? Customers more and more are looking to make buying decisions on their own. They're leveraging social media. They want to know what their friends are saying, but as much as possible, they want to avoid the potential extra touch point of a phone call or an email, instead getting to the shopping cart even faster. Optimizing your site to provide contextual answers is a great way to drive conversion rates. This is something that the support organization has to drive because you understand the voice of customer better than anybody else. How do you provide that information through a Nanor type widget and Nanor self-learning knowledge base to drive conversion rates and reduce support issues even faster? Using Nanor, you can provide context across many different types. For example, a customer who's purchased over $1,000 versus a customer who's purchased less than $500, or somebody that's coming to your site through a mobile device versus a tablet computer versus Internet Explorer. Can you provide more bespoke information depending on their view of your product or site itself? And I'll be going through some examples a little bit later in this webinar. Now I want to spend a few minutes here talking to you about Nanor. We, with our self-learning knowledge base and our widgets across multiple channels, help answer all of your customers' repetitive questions automatically. We've been in business for 3 years. The company is profitable since 2011. Over $25 million of deflected costs in the last 2 years. We're a hosted solution, software as a service, very easy to implement, high security, all hosted on the Amazon EC2 cloud. And you see customers like Thomas Cook in the travel sector, IKEA, consumer products like Waze, Forex company eToro, online shopping, BidderBuy, and even LivePerson, who's both a customer and a partner. The success of Nanor as we've built our business and built success in our customers has been the Nanor culture. Everything we do starts with the people here in Nanor, the great culture we've built. It touches the product we've designed. It touches the service we bring. And our customers have a very, very high customer satisfaction, nearly 95% renewal rate of our customers getting value from Nanor every day. Some of the key values that customers measure us by: cost reduction, the ability to deflect repetitive questions and get only the high-value conversations to your support or sales organization. Engaging the hesitating visitors, driving them to shopping cart, driving up conversion rates. The productivity of your live agents. How do you make sure that the agents are getting into meaningful conversations versus answering the same repetitive question time and time again? The contextual insights or contextual answers that you provide to your customers. Again, as part of their buying decision, getting them faster to the shopping cart. And finally, the vast amount of customer intelligence data and fantastic analytics all through the Nanor interface are great examples of how customers get value today. Now you'll see a few customers here listed as some successes. I'll be going later in the webinar into some specific case studies. C3 Connect, a large call center in the U.S. Very large telcos are outsourcing, and large e-commerce sites are outsourcing their call centers to this provider, deflecting over 30,000 monthly help calls for supervisors and driving agent satisfaction. 100% improvement of the agents. A satisfied agent, a happy agent, provides superior customer experience. Rocket Lawyer, a website where their CEO is the former CEO of LinkedIn, a very fast-growing site. They provide legal guidance legal documentation in a hosted type model. Cellcom, a very large telco in the Middle East, and Wix, one of the largest web service providers. Nanor deflects over 260,000 questions per month. And some of the stats you see here on the page are really focusing on customer satisfaction, keeping the support team the same size while the traffic is growing exponentially, so deflecting costs, and driving conversion rates. Now, the first customer I'd like to spend some time on here is Build.com. They are about to release some new Nanor functionality, contextual answers, across 1 million SKUs, over 1 million products on their website. A very successful online e-commerce company, and they understood, after canvassing the market the last year and a half, looking for a company that can provide self-service, customer support, provide contextual information, and drive conversion rates, the Nanor app was the only solution out there that can meet their requirements, with a very fast implementation. Within a couple weeks of using us, using some of our most sophisticated functionality straight out of the box. The way it works is you go to their site, you find the Nanor app widget, and again, this is about to go live in the next couple weeks. And across similar product items, customers have generic questions. For example, this dark color sink, what type of garbage disposal would fit this sink? Nanor app comes back with contextual information for this product without the user having to type in the model number or the product item name. Nanor app automatically detects the product that the customer is looking at and provides them the relevant information. And you can drive conversion rates by even adding the link Add to Cart straight from the Nanor app floating widget. This leverages the information in the Nanor app self-learning knowledge base. Now, when a customer looks at another sink and asks the same generic question, what type of garbage disposal would fit this sink? For this item, it says that there isn't a garbage disposal, so you get relevant information based on the product item. Now, other customers, again, they want to look at geography-based contextual information, technology-based, based on the platform they're using to access your site, or even customer type. And what I want to do here is pause for a moment from this specific case study and bring to life a little bit how other customers are using Nanor app. And I want to take you to one of our customer sites called pods.com. So if I'll exit out this presentation for a moment, if you go to pods.com today, this is a company that's providing storage, shipping, rental solutions, a very high traffic site, and they specifically wanted to drive faster decision making and escalate to live person chat only the high value questions. What you'll see when you go to their website is the Nanor app widget. Free text field using the natural language processing in Nanor app. Nanor app automatically provides answers to the customer question. Over time, as more questions are brought into the Nanor app knowledge base for the widget, we learn. Nanor app learns the typical phrases, typos, syntax, and provides the most relevant information to the customer through our widget. What you'll also see on the PODS website is a dynamically generated FAQ, frequently asked questions. The customer challenge was they were having to spend many support and content management resources just to maintain their FAQ page. And their legacy page was category-based, which meant that the customer could not find the relevant information easily. Using Nanor app's self-learning knowledge base and the analytics, the statistics as to what are the most commonly answered questions by Nanor app, we dynamically push, automatically push the most common questions answered into the PODS FAQ page, and also provide the ability with an embedded widget for customers to ask follow-up questions. What Pod sees now is the FAQ page becomes a key part of that conversion funnel, leading customers to purchase. And as part of the multi-channel strategy, I explained to you earlier, that's a key area, a key trend in our customer base. You see Pods on their Facebook page provides information. So you see the support to ask a question in the bottom right. The ability to pull information dynamically from Nanorep's self-learning knowledge base and then escalate to chat, in this case, live person chat, straight from the Facebook page, also through mobile devices. This is a great example of a Nanorep customer today who's deployed very quickly. They're one of our newest customers about 6 weeks ago. Within the first month of using Nanorep, they saved over $27,000 of potential support costs. And they have over 87% answer rate by Nanorep. What that means is that over 87% of repetitive questions are automatically handled by Nanorep. If you were to join a partnership with Nanorep and work with us, within the first few weeks, the first 2 months, you'll see the same kind of results on your site. Finally, I want to spend a few minutes here on Rocket Lawyer, rocketlawyer.com. Now, you see some of the stats there on the side. You can read that on your own. One thing I want to focus a little bit of time here is the partnership with LivePerson. We have a seamless integration with chat all through the Nanorep widget. So what Rocket Lawyer saw was a higher amount of high-quality chats coming to their sales and support agents because of Nanorep. Nanorep deflected the repetitive questions. And through the widget, you see a screenshot here. You can experience this yourself by visiting the rocketlawyer.com site. The ability to escalate to chat and then have the chat experience stay within Nanorep. You push the last question into LivePerson. The LivePerson agent then is able to leverage the Nanorep knowledge base to push answers back to the customer questions, all seamlessly. All you have to do is put the LivePerson account number in the Nanorep admin console. You're up and running. So again, the implementation of Nanorep, very quick integration of LivePerson, a matter of minutes, and the type of growth the Rocket Lawyer is facing while keeping their support organization flat, and the efficiencies they're finding in support is actually driving higher satisfaction scores in the customers because of more meaningful conversations and satisfaction of the agents themselves, with large amounts of dollars saved. In April 2012, over $74,000 was saved by using Nanor. Typical customer experiences $50,000 to $100,000 per month of cost savings. And we would very much welcome working with you in the coming weeks after this webinar. So in summary, we talked about one of the key trends of aligning support with conversion rates and the ability to provide customer intelligence across your company. And the way to do that, a key way to do that is actually by building out contextual answers and contextual reporting using Nanorep and leveraging the Nanorep self-learning knowledge base with our widgets and chat integration. You can find more customer success studies on the Nanorep site. I would love very much to engage with you in dialogue after this webinar. And I want to open up now to some questions that have come in. And I already have actually a few questions from earlier, and I see a couple more coming in straight away. So one of the questions was asked here about one company site. They're saying that most of their customers are coming through their mobile site and Facebook. The implementation of Nanorep takes about half an hour, and the ability to use our multiple widgets across mobile and Facebook is something that we do time and time again for our customers. So great question there. I've had another question here actually ask about the logistics of the presentation, if they're going to get a PowerPoint copy of this. Yes, I will send a copy of the presentation to those who attended today and a recording of the webinar, so playback that you can share with your colleagues. I'm just going through the questions here. Great. So I see here a question about what is included in the actual cost savings. So the way customers measure cost savings, firstly, it's about deflected questions. How many deflected questions per month? They give a dollar value to each of those deflected answers. Some customers put that as $1 per answer or $10 per answer or somewhere in between. So the first parameter is the amount of deflections per month multiplied by the actual cost that would have taken your organization to manage those tickets. The second variable is actually more about efficiencies of your support team. So if your support team is seeing a lower volume of emails, a lower volume of phone calls, then they're looking at actual what was the opportunity cost of them handling before the high volume of emails and calls. So now they've lowered the opportunity cost, which is not generating revenue. So one of the cost savings is actually that opportunity cost is now removed from your support team. They're turning it into a profit center. There's another question here from a customer in Europe who's actually asking, do the contextual answers fit into every online shopping site? Absolutely. You know, we have sites that are generating $10 million a year as customers, and those generate hundreds of millions of dollars a year. If you have an e-commerce site, if you're providing multiple products, the contextual answers will bring considerable value to you. I have another question here about languages. This is wonderful. A lot of great questions coming in here, so I appreciate the engagement by the audience about multiple languages. So, and also within contextual answers, does that work? So yes, absolutely. You know, Nanor supports over 40 different languages. Most customers use either the auto-translate or the separate self-learning knowledge bases by language: Chinese, Japanese, European character sets, like I said, over 40 different languages. And the contextual answers, so the ability to provide, you know, the language-specific information based on the region the person came from or country, also part of Nanor. I just want to go through a couple more questions here. So there's a question here about implementation. What is the process? So very, very quick. You know, you take a small piece of JavaScript that's given to you from the Nanor admin console. That's how you place the widget on your site. Populate the Nanor knowledge base with an initial set of 20 or 30 questions, and you're up and running. As the answers start coming in, you start seeing the unanswered questions. So every time somebody types a question in the Nanor widget, the free text search, then you would have somebody initially maintaining that knowledge base to make sure that you're driving the answer rate from 50% to 70% and ultimately up to 95%. So initially maybe a couple hours worth of time. Within 3-4 weeks coming in, including using our ticketing system, you're talking about, you know, an investment of half an hour to an hour a day across your organization. Great, and I have one last question here asking around how long does it take to implement the contextual answers or the contextual setup. Again, that's something that takes a matter of minutes. Customer defines what is the context they want to provide with the Nanor answers. You know, it can be across multiple context layers, and that's something that you can set up very quickly on your own. Obviously, we provide some training and implementation services for you. We're more than happy to work closely with you. And like I said, that's something that's very, very important here in the Nanor culture organization, the customer success. So I just want to leave a call to action here to our potential customers and potential partners who joined today. Firstly, I'd very much recommend that you request a demo. Either myself or one of the members of my team would love to get on a call with you, give you a more bespoke demo to your requirements or to the industry you're in. I would also highly recommend you start a free trial today. Nanor provides a 15-day free trial, and you can open that up with the form on our site. You go to nanor.com/free trial. And that's what I would recommend as the next steps here. If you do want to engage me through social media, again, my Twitter handle is @GoldmanMichael. I thank you very much for your time today and look forward to speaking to you in the next few days. Have a very successful year, and good luck with delivering successful customer experience to all of your customers across the world. Goodbye.